What is up, YouTube? We are back breaking down or recapping, my apologies, recapping what just happened with UFC 324 first now numbered event. We're not calling them pay-per-view anymore, obviously, but numbered event of the year, first event of the year, first event on Paramount. Um, a lot went down, kind of. I thought overall it was a pretty good card. I'd probably give it a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Main card was a little meh outside of the main fight, which we'll get to in a second and everything, but yeah, overall, it's all right. It's all right. I do have to apologize to you, YouTube. I've been what one would say is nut dragging recently, and that's not really fair to you guys, the viewers, who want the recaps, the breakdowns right away, So I apologize. Hopefully, I get back into the routine, figure out how to manage my schedule a little more effectively, and then um, hopefully we'll be back to getting these out in a timely manner. But 11 fights to break down, not break down, to recap. We had a lot of pullouts, which we talked about during the breakdown. The random one of the day, I already did it. We are doing Moose in Medved. So let's go load that up real quick and see how we're rocking over here. All right, create game. But yeah, it was an alright card. It was pretty decent. Prelims were fire. Main card was that. Simple and plain. Just kind of how it is. You can't get too mad. It's just sometimes life is just going to do that to you. First fight, though, we're going to talk about Ty Miller defeating Adam Fugit by first round KO towards the very end of the first round. I did have Ty Miller by second round KO there. He got it done in the first round. Essentially, from what I remember, I'm trying to piece this all together. Uh, Ty Miller was just throwing these straights, and they were just hitting Fuji every single time. They weren't really rocking him, but they were getting decent reactions right off the rip. And I was just like, dude, Fuji is just there to be hit. It's so crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, he has to be cut, right? There's no way. There's no way they're like, oh yeah, let's just keep Adam Fuji for who's a welterweight that Dana White's contender series just signed. I'm trying to think, but like another guy up and coming that they're trying to build some hype off. They got to stop the whole Fuji layup thing. I think it's kind of disrespectful. Man probably has a family. It's messed up. Cut Fuji, let him go win a regional belt somewhere. I'm fine with it. Ty Miller though, he looked decent. Obviously, so many question marks still. I don't remember his contender series fight. I don't even know if I watched it just to say that. But yeah, Miller looked good. I said second round KO. He did it in the first, man. So congrats for the guy. Big win. On to the next fight, though. We have Josh Hockett defeating Denzel Freeman. First round KO. Also, last second in the first round, this happened. I had Hockett first round KO, man. I just had a weird feeling this one was ending quick and soon, no matter who it was going to be. Hawkins starting to build a name for himself in a lackluster heavyweight division. But I think overall, man, it's this guy he's decent. He's got some speed for a blob. Be interesting. I think he's pretty well rounded from what I remember. I didn't watch his contender series fight, but then Denzel Freeman guy. This guy's garbage. I couldn't believe it. He needs to be cut. I mean, he barely did anything in that first fight against that BJJ guy. I don't know who he was or what his name was, but he was like undefeated coming in or something. Well, it wasn't anyone crazy. It wasn't Buchecha. I can't remember who, but Freeman's he's trash. You gotta cut him. Gotta cut him. Hockey, showing some disrespect, flipping in the bird before the ref called it off. A little interesting there. In my opinion, he's trying too hard, but like respect though at the same time. He's trying to make money. I'm sure this guy's going to be the bane of my existence in about a year or two, depending on who he faces next. But I can see this corny, cringy, Chael Sonnen wannabe type stuff get under my skin shortly here. But as of right now, let it rock. He's building himself some momentum for sure, I'll tell you that. On to the next fight. We got Alex Perez defeating Charles Johnson by decision. Or not decision, first round KO. I had Charles Johnson by decision. This was my incorrect, one of my big incorrects on the card. Um, Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe the weight miss did actually benefit Perez a lot more than I would have thought. Um, he just, dude, Charles Johnson was getting clipped pretty early from more. I don't remember this fight that well. I don't think I was playing a game kind of when this was going on, but I was watching. Um, yeah, Charles Johnson was just getting clipped early and often, and it was tough. It was tough to see. Uh, but that's just kind of how that goes. And just like that, Perez is on a win streak again. Alex Perez. So, the Unks at flyweight, they're different, but it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I saw people were trying to match up Perez with Tim Elliott next. I don't know. I got to look at the rankings. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm kind of on a time crunch. However, mm, I maybe that does suffice. I don't know, but yeah, that was my first incorrect one on the card. And then we had Nikita Krylov defeating Modestas Bukauskas by KO in the third round. Yes, this also was a buzzer beater. Yes. Um, how I had this fight, and don't get me wrong, Krylov was winning a majority of the fight. And if I were to rewatch it, which I'm not, it wasn't that good of a fight for me to ever want to rewatch this. But if I were to rewatch this, I would probably, or I might, I wouldn't say would, I probably could give first two rounds to Krylov. I did have it 1-1 going into third, but yet again, I do not think my attention was all the way there. I think I might have been partially playing a game. But Kask is just he didn't look good. He looked a little timid. He was getting peace kind of. And Krylov at the very end there, when they were both like colliding, they were throwing and Krylov got the better man. So good win for Krylov to get back into the win column. He called out Blachowicz. I think they already fought, but yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to maybe run that back. Let that be a main event of a fight night. Somewhere on the road. That's something you can get away with for sure. So, oh shoot, where should I go? I should go up here. Let's travel over here. But yeah, it was interesting. It was good for Nikita Krylov, bad for the bets. I had Bukowski's second round KO. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I think Krylov got like not badly wobbled, but I think he got slightly wobbled. I don't know, probably not. I don't know, but either way, on to the next fight. We have Atepa Gautier um, defeating Andre Pulev by decision. Who saw this coming? I mean, I knew a decision was coming here shortly. Honestly, I knew someone was gonna do it. I was thinking 2 to 3 fights in, though. I was thinking it was going to be maybe the first shot into the rankings or maybe the second, like in that, top five, top 10 area for Tebe Gauthier before he goes to decision. No, it was Andre Pulyev who was able to eat the big shots early. Um, whether Gauthier slowed down on purpose or whether it was the cardio, I don't know. I think it was kind of a mix of both. Ooh, I might. It's a three. It's a three. I don't know if I want the three. I don't know. How I had this fight though, obviously first round goes to Gauthier, no doubt about that, just with the knockdowns. Um, second round, I think he cracked Pulev a couple times, but I don't think Pulev dropped. So I give him that round. Third round, Pulev is mixing up with the kicks. Um, he's moving around a lot, and I give it to him. So 29-28. Um, I think there was a 30-27 in there by the judges. Was that? I think that was how that went. That's weird. I don't know who was doing that, but I thought I saw something up here. Interesting. But yeah. So yeah, Gauthier got it done. I said first round KO. Did it by decision. Does this derail the hype train? Some are asking. Some are wondering. So doesn't derail it. It it's a slight setback though, in my opinion. It shouldn't have been this early where you get a result like this, in my opinion. And that's nothing to take away from Poyev. I don't, I couldn't say he's really capable to be in when they're with those guys, but he's a lot of crazy durability if you think about it. He ate some big shots, but he did well. He survived. He won a round, in my opinion. Um, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so the hype train temporarily set back, in my opinion, not completely derailed by any means. He still won, and he still won clearly, in my opinion. Just like there's some serious yellow flags, I guess you can say. And we still don't know what his wrestling looks like. We don't know how he is on the ground. We don't know how his takedown defense is. So, um, little concerning. Um, but he's got time. I just hope they don't rush him. Especially him being so young, technically, you know what I mean. So, but yeah, I had that for Gauthier decision, or I had it for first round KO. He got done by decision, and I scored that decision to him as well. On to the next fight, the last one, the prelim headliner. We had Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davison Figueiredo. I I saw a lot of people were bashing this fight and saying Umar's really boring. I was gonna try to defend him slightly, even though I was going to try to defend him, but then I'm like I can't remember this fight. Like I feel like I was paying attention for this fight too, and I can't remember what happened. Honestly, like I remember Figueiredo was on the back foot the whole time, and he looked timid. Um, I just don't really remember Umar doing anything so crazy that I was like, oh yeah, but like he is developing win streak. I respect that he was active there. Um, honestly, man, if it were up to me, if it came down to O'Malley and Umar for who gets next title shot, like let's say Marab's injured, just going to need more time off. I know everyone wants to do O'Malley, Yan too, White House, whatever. Um, credential wise, no, it should be Umar. He just took out an up and comer in the rankings and Bautista, who was on a crazy win streak. The Figueiredo win, yeah, it's not the best, I get it, but still, he's on a two-fight win streak. That's way better than O'Malley's one, where some people think that O'Malley barely won, and we will get to it in a second. We will. However, I think Umar's more deserving, but um, I didn't score round three on verdict. I did have 2018 though Umar going into the third round, so wish I had more. I just kind of don't remember much. I just remember like Figgy was very timid. He did not want to go in there, and when he wanted to go in there and survive, that's what it felt like for me. Maybe I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong, and if I am, that's kind of weird, but because like the Figueiredo is like one of the best fighters of this generation. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Um, and then the main card, Jean Silva versus Arnold Allen, kicked it off. I had Silva by decision. He got it done by decision. Oh, and then yeah, did I say Umar decision? I had Umar decision. He got done by decision. I don't know if I mentioned that. Jumping ahead, but yeah. So we have back-to-back decisions correct here. John Silva. It was competitive. It was. It really was. The Arnold Allen shows that he is definitely top 10 talent. Um, Anywhere above that, I don't know. We don't know how well John Silva is yet. We're starting to get a pretty clear gauge, but I still feel like I need a couple more fights to see how John Silva really is. But Arnold Allen held his own. I think there was a couple close rounds in there, but I did have it 30-27 John Silva. The damage is just too much, man. And like that was my fear. That's why um I'm kind of surprised though. Arnold Allen ate some big shots. I'm pretty sure John Silva ate some big shots. Arnold Allen was money with the jab and the straight, from what I remember. John Silva is just anytime he lands, man, you feel it. It's crazy. So he did pretty well. He's still annoying. He's still a cloud chaser. He still might be. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it's YouTube. But you know. Yeah, he looked good. We'll see what they do with him next. Silva decision. I had Silva decision. And on to another Silva decision where I had Silva decision. Natalia Silva defeating Rose Namajunas by decision. I had decision, obviously. Silva. Let's break it down though. A lot of people are saying there's a robbery. Should have went Rose's way. Um, First round was pretty close. I leaned to Natalia Silva, but if you told me it was Rose, I wouldn't have much of an argument, like, to really convince you otherwise. So, you could rock with that theoretically. Um, mm, yeah, second round easily Rose, just landing better shots. Um, from what I remember, I don't think Rose did get a takedown. She shot a couple. They weren't like the greatest attempts, and I'm pretty sure they all got stopped. Um, and then third round, Natalia Silva, in my opinion. I had 29-28, Natalia Silva. Pretty close fight. Um, Very happy that she won because she is my favorite female fight. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, guy. Almost got ambushed. Yeah, but no wait. Yeah, let's get back. Okay, so with Natalia Silva, I was well onto the hype train, and I still am. I still am. I did think a lot of people were saying the Rose matchup was going to be a walk in the park. I did not think that. Short notice fight. I think Rose is tricky, especially with other like long rangey strikers, so um yeah, I really am sitting here and I'm thinking and I'm like, oh wait, is that a big lake ahead? Oh, nice guy. Nice. Might see some animals over here, guy. Yeah, I meant, but like I said, I think the Rose matchup. I kind of figured this fight was gonna be a little close, especially regarding the circumstances. Oh man, a Siberian musk deer guy. Um, yeah, but I don't know if Natalia Silva beats Shevchenko anymore, man. As much as that pains me to say, um, I still will rock with it because I mean, I just it's just Valentina, the strength advantage, the grappling advantage. I don't know though. Actually, nah, I'm still rocking Natalia Silva guy. I convinced myself we're back. Anything but Siberian Musketeers, huh? I'll shoot one for the fans. I will shoot one for the fans right here, okay? More Siberian Musketeer. Yeah, I don't know if she beats Shevchenko. Yeah, that's tough, but that's life, you know. But I'm still gonna rock with her as of right now. Great win. I scored it for her. I bet that, and we got that. That's awesome. On to the next fight, though. We got Waldo Cortez Acosta defeating Derek Lewis. Second round KO. I had Cortez Acosta, but by decision. Thought it was gonna be a boring fight. It was a pretty fun fight. It was a good fight. Um, Cortez Acosta, you know, he's fairly technical for a heavyweight. Fairly fast. He can evade those bombs that Lewis throws in there. You know, just winging hooks in there, overhands, and you know, Cortez Acosta, man, he's actually, in a way, he's growing on me. You know, nah, yeah, in a way, you know, I still don't like what he did with the Arlovsky thing, and then you know the Aspinall thing. Kind of don't care about that anymore, but that initially, like, as much as that was a great move for his brand, it kind of made me mad. But or not mad. I was just like annoyed. But yeah, he's decent. You know, the jab was there. That was all day. You know, what else was there, man? He's just, you know, he's decent. You know, I mean, granted, it's Derek Lewis. I get it, but he's on a three-fight win streak. D'Elia, um, there's other guy, Spivak, right? He just knocked out Spivak. What else? There's more. I know there's more. I know there's more. Or not more. I can't remember. It wasn't Spivak. It had to be Spivak. Huh, interesting. I want to look. I'm not gonna look. Okay. Well, either way. So, and then Lewis. So that's an impressive three-fight win streak. He did it in a matter of 3 months. That's even way more impressive. He knocked out all three of these guys, which is crazy because he used to just decision everybody. This guy's legit. I have to look at him as legit. So simple and plain, set this guy up. And he called out Curtis Blades. He's not even asking for a title shot, and he's the only one building PR for a title shot in a shallow division. Maybe it's because he knows that Gon wants to fight next. This guy seems like he wants to be active. He wants to get paid. Respect. Honestly, I might just declare myself a Waldo Cortez Acosta fan right now. I might. I'm halfway in, halfway out. Who knows? Respect though. That was awesome. Great fight. As for Derek Lewis, you still put him on the White House card. You still do. You gotta give him a layup though. Gotta give him a layup. Simple and plain. Give him a layup. Who that is, I don't know. Oh gosh, this deer is gonna be impossible to track. Jeez, man. Oh my gosh, this is criminal. Um, yeah. On to the next fight, co-main event. Sean O'Malley defeating Song Yadong by decision. I had this right completely. I had O'Malley decision. Um, I honestly think I kind of called this to a T, not in terms of what was going to happen, but how it was going to play out. Well, it depends who you ask, though, because some people think it was a robbery. Me, as an O'Malley hater, um, I scored it for O'Malley. I don't know if it's like the bet in the back of my head just convinced me to do that. But no, first round very close. I would probably have to rewatch the fight again to really gauge that even stronger. But first round was very close. Second round's easily Song with the leg kicks. He was doing really well. He was getting away there. And then third round, it started off pretty slow. Um, and then all of a sudden, you see, straights, jabs coming through O'Malley's way. Hits him with the knee, that lands flush. So yeah, third round is definitely O'Malley's. Yes, in my opinion, Song could have been definitely way more assertive in the third round. Maybe he thought he was up because of the takedown at the end of the first round. I don't know what he was thinking, in my opinion. Song is starting. It's so early to say because he is still very young, but Song is starting to give me vibes that he's just gonna be just always one step below that belt or whatever. I don't know. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't know. But he showed flashes. He was there with O'Malley, striking, and I don't know. Like, granted, I don't. I think O'Malley looked a lot more timid. I don't know if I'd say he lost some confidence or he was just really trying to play conservative there, but it was interesting. It was not the greatest performance from. Yeah, I would say from O'Malley. Like Song did. No, it wasn't the greatest from either guy. It wasn't. I can't sit here and talk bad about O'Malley and not come to like and say like Song didn't do a great job, like keep kicking away at the legs in third round, and he wasn't being assertive. He was being too timid for. I don't know. It's one of those things. So I had O'Malley decision. I had it 29-28. It is what it is. Some people are saying robbery. Fair, maybe you could justify it was a robbery. I don't know. First round was really close, but I guess I would have to rewatch that at some point. On to the main event. We have Justin Gaethje defeating Paddy Pimblett by a decision in 5 rounds. Wow. So I got to give a quick shout out to Shots, the guest on the show for the breakdown. When he said Gaethje decision, I said this guy's fucking crazy. Gaethje never been to a 5 round decision in his career. Uh, you know, there's no way. Like it's just like there's so many things I'm like, oh dude, this guy's smoking crack. Sure enough, that does happen. Patty goes out there and stands with what's his name? Oh my gosh, I can't even find this. I can't even find the Siberian mustard guy. Oh, there we go. That's why. What the heck? Um, dude, this dude is crazy. Yeah, but yeah, Patty stood with Justin Gaethje all 5 rounds. Only shot one or two takedowns, and they were like bad attempts. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I mean, we can get into all the crazy stuff that was said after this fight. Don't get me wrong. Hey, and you know what? I'm about to go in a little bit, but before I say so, I must say that's a small little deer. Missed just by a hair, guy. Um, I must say it was a great fight. It saved the main card, no doubt about it. It really was that good of a fight. Um, in all honesty, though, both these guys looked horrible. Even though I really do think Ilya Taporia is that good and everything, part of me was worried, especially if Patty going into this fight, which is crazy to say that now, Because I was like, oh, Patty really is progressing. You know, he's taken another 9 months off. Maybe he's gotten even better from the Chandler fight. No, he's throwing combos with 2 feet off the ground, chin up in the air. I couldn't believe it, dude. Like, respect, yeah, he does have one of the best chins in the UFC. Because guess what? His counterpart, the guy who actually won and looked the best out of the two, he's winging punch. He's throwing punches from the other side of the octagon trying to hit you. It's insane. The low IQ striking was crazy, but Gaethje won. He made it look really well. Uh, they both get smoked by Taporia. There's no doubt in my mind now, outside of some fluke happening, like an injury or a random knee or something. But like I'm talking, if these guys are in the cage with Taporia for 3 minutes, probably. No, I don't know. Everyone's different, I don't think Taporia is gonna Charles Oliveira everyone at lightweight, but after watching that performance, man, I'm sitting there. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, guys, I was like, Taporia might destroy all ya. So Gaethje, Taporia, White House. Oh yeah, how did I score the fight actually? Simple. Gaethje won the first 2 rounds. I think he had 2 knockdowns in each round there. I think some people had 10-8 in second. I did not. Wait, why didn't I have a 10-8 in the second? I don't know. Maybe if I rewatch it, I'll think otherwise. But yeah, and then third round I give Patty. That's when I thought I was like, oh gosh, Patty's really just gonna eat all these shots and come back and win. Nope, he didn't. He actually just ended up getting smoked, and that was that. Yeah, one round three, and then proceeded to lose the next two. I have 49-46. You could argue 49-45 if you give second round 10-8. And just like that, we got Justin Gaethje, Ilya Taporia, White House. Um, if that's not set in stone, what are you doing? The only way I can see it not being set in stone is if they have a better plan, if something eventually transpires. And then Taporia just wants to fight earlier than that. But I would imagine Taporia wants to be on that card. It's a great way to improve his brand dramatically. Um, so that's probably what's going to happen. As for Pimblett, if I say you run the Dan Hooker fight, whether Hooker wins or loses next week, I say you do it. But I think Pimblett's going to need to. I mean, it's not like he's the most active guy anyway. I think Pimblett's going to have to take off, about 6 to 10 months, maybe. A lot of damage. Need to get back in the gym. You need to be trained. Maybe find a new gym. I don't know, guy. You got to figure it out though, because that was bad. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Uh, oh gosh, sorry. But yeah, overall, um, did really well with the picks. If you fade 80%, you probably did poorly, and I apologize. But 8 of the 11 winners predicted correctly, 5 of them being perfect. I think all 5 were the decision. Oh no, I had the Hockett first round KO. So yeah, we're back. That was awesome. Volk Lopez 2 breakdown will be coming in a couple days, probably Friday after weigh-ins. I think we're going to stick with that format. And other than that, it's been real. Horrible hunt today. I'm sorry, but we'll lock in and get it next time. Goodbye.